mics. Thank you, Steve, for having this event, and thank everyone here for attending. In 1970, 14,000 working men and women and teens, roughly 38 every day, died from workplace injuries, and thousands more were injured. Countless others died from lingering disabling diseases caused by exposure to hazardous substances like lead, silica, asbestos. And if a worker feared at their job for their life, they had to choose between going home and quitting their job or staying and facing those hazards. So in 1970, Congress enacted the Occupational Safety and Health Act. Now workers have the rights and employers have well-known legal obligations as well as moral obligations and responsibilities to protect workers. Today, Workers' Memorial Day, we honor workers who have been injured or killed on the job and all those who have gotten sick and died from occupational diseases. I'm honored to be here with you, not only to remember those who we've lost, but also to support those voices who are calling for action. This is also OSHA's 40th anniversary. On April 28, 1971, a new agency opened its doors with a mission to protect workers and end the carnage in our workplaces. Workplace deaths have fallen nearly 65%, and occupational injury and illness rates have dropped 67%. At the same time, U.S. employment has almost doubled. Now, some of this can be attributed to the decline in our manufacturing economy and switching to service industries, but clearly much of the progress is due to government standards, greater awareness, and outcry by the people. Many of those are represented here today and even looking online to this presentation. Many lives have been saved and many more people live to enjoy their retirement with their families because workplace safety and health standards that have been instituted and enforced in America. Still, while worker deaths, injuries, and illnesses are far fewer today than they were 40 years ago, we recognize that they're not low enough. Still, every single day, with preliminary figures for 2009, 12 working men and women are killed on the job, 4,340 a year. These are each preventable, and all of us have a job to make that happen. Also, every year, 3.3 million other workers suffer from serious occupational injuries and illnesses. In California, the preliminary data for 2009 is 301 workers that lost their lives, and over 350,000 suffered injuries and illnesses on the job. These relentless and daily tragedies in the American workplace are brought to light here today. And it's evident that employers must do more to protect workers, and we must continue to make the strides to stop these senseless sacrifices. These tragedies are not acceptable. OSHA does not accept them, and they are definitely preventable. Preventable by basic safety precautions such as safety harnesses to protect from falls, shoring up a trench to protect employees working underground, or guarding a machine. While the financial toll in our country is high, the heartache is immeasurable, and we can all agree that America's economy must succeed, but never at the cost of safety and health. OSHA's goal is to ensure that every worker returns safely to their families. Employers want the opportunity to compete, and that's an issue that's raised in America, and we understand that. OSHA supports them in their efforts to make the U.S. a viable economy. And the truth is, OSHA regulations don't kill jobs, as some say. We stop jobs from killing workers, and they are vital to our economy. Both OSHA continues to strive for stronger legal protection for workers, increased public awareness of workers' rights, more active cooperation between employers and workers to eliminate hazards. Workers and families should never have to accept the risk of death as a condition of employment, and neither should we. OSHA has conducted expanded evaluations of our state plans like we have here in California, Cal-OSHA, to determine whether they're operating effectively to protect workers. Now we're working with them to implement the corrective action plans that we put forth. In California, Ellen Wides has taken over as the chief of Cal-OSHA, and I've met with her. And I look forward to continuing to work with her to improve worker safety and health here in California and save lives. OSHA is taking a different stance also. We're looking at the successes that our states have had. This week we kicked off our heat stress prevention program. that's going to go nationwide, modeled much after the Cal-OSHA heat program that they've had for several years. And they've had a success in reducing heat-related fatalities. But we're also expecting our states to pick up on our national emphasis programs and move those forward. So we're asking other states that don't have heat programs to pick those up. We're looking at them to pick up our national emphasis programs on silica. We're looking for them to pick up our national emphasis programs on combustible dust as well. When we put out a national emphasis program, the people are looking for a nationwide response, not just 29 states. So as OSHA marks its 40th anniversary, we remain committed to helping both workers and employers together. We all want the same thing: healthier workers, safer workplaces, and a stronger America. Actually, today in the national office, the Department of Labor is establishing a long overdue memorial to America's fallen workers. On the grounds of the Labor Department's national office, the Francis Perkins Building, OSHA has planted an American dogwood. A strong, resilient tree will serve as a living symbol of the roots of OSHA's commitment to every worker in America. Its leaves each spring will bring and symbolize hope that we hold for better days ahead for workers everywhere. This morning, I was with Secretary Solis and Deputy Assistant Secretary Jordan Barab in Las Vegas, where we met with families of victims, and we had an opportunity to hear their stories and understand the pain that they go through and remember those who lost their lives. And at the head of OSHA, it's been made clear, OSHA is returning to the original intent of the OSHA Act to fulfill our promise, which is to ensure safe and healthy working conditions for all working men and women in America. And if we're to fulfill Secretary Solis's goal for good, safe jobs for everyone, we must ensure that jobs are safe. OSHA's part in this is through enhanced enforcement, forward-looking and progressive regulatory agenda, expanded outreach, and a relentless commitment to enforcing the law. I believe that workers need to have a voice in the workplace, and many times their voices are not heard. And OSHA is taking steps to improve our whistleblower protection laws as well, to ensure that those voices are not stifled. Now is the time to act, to ensure that OSHA has the tools needed to thoroughly enforce safe working conditions and ensure all employers do the right thing. I'm thankful that this administration is supportive of workers' rights to a safe and healthy workplace, and that we're actively making positive changes. With individuals like you raising your voice for workers, I know we'll see dramatic changes in workplace injuries, illnesses, and fatalities, and one day have good, safe jobs for everyone. I know I'm encouraged by what I saw today in Las Vegas and here, and I'm going to do everything I can to help save lives in California. So thank you for taking time today to reflect on and honor the amazing contributions of those we've lost. Thank you for standing up for those who have given it all and for those who continue to make America great. Thank you.